Alrighty. Let us begin this grand hurrah. Kinda, sorta. Yeah, I say this is probably, it's funny because this exact upper day is probably the most recorded one I have on my channel. So I was thinking to myself, oh, do I do another one today? Or something like that, or do I record this one again? And might as well, because, you know, I actually currently, by the time you see this, will probably be sometime in February, but it's like late January, and I have a couple of videos going into February already, so we're doing good with scheduling and just being on top of it. Okay, so this is where the actual sets now begin. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oof. But yeah, I don't know what there's to talk about this time around. These last couple of videos I made, it's like, oh, show things or stuff relating to possible show dates, actual show dates, things of that nature. So this time we're kind of just more or less chilling around, trying to, I don't know, I say, we're having a good time, I guess. I'll give some commentary on the movements I'm doing today, and you know, just why they're beneficial, more or less. Lateral raises. These are their own little beast. In the last yearish, I think I've gone from lateral raising pretty effectively to 25 pounds to approximately 40, which 15 pounds, not a lot in a year, all things considered, but considering the size of the actual lateral delt, But then again, considering the amount of leverage I use for my little variations of it, could be a different story of what is like actually been obtained. But big thing with lateral delts, going too heavy I found is the best, not the best, but for me, a pretty okay thing to do, opposed to maybe not doing, you know, heavy enough of an ordeal. But yeah, usually start off pretty hard. And I think I'm gonna probably drop it down from like, 40 pounds to 35. Technically, because the one machine thing. Well, am I actually doing 80? I don't know. But just, I guess the variation of this goal. I think I might have been doing a silly. Just gotta feel something out real quick. Because I thought this cable machine kind of was like a half stack situation where whatever the number says you get half of. Nope, okay. Maybe it's actually 40. I don't know, it's whatever. But more on the story. Yeah, I do typically one that's like, heavier, more of a, I see would be an isometric kind of situation going down. And then the next one tends to be more range of motion focused. Is typically how I work with a lot of different movements, such as this one that are a bit more isolatory, mainly only for lateral delt. Everything else is kind of just go ham and do what we can do. So, okay. Okay. Ooh. Feeling that one. Okay, so 2 sets there, and next on to everyone's favorite, the chest press. Need to go a little lighter than that. Oof. Okay. Ouch. Low to high little fly thingies. Jeez. I will say, the one thing about that chest press machine I just used, I'm not a fan of like the ones that have the kind of loosey-goosey choose your own arm path kind of thing, because like it just causes instability. I prefer just the Virgin Nature to be built into the chest press. Okay. There are other ways to go about this one that I've seen. We have like that little cuff situation, but I think this here will suffice. Because I mean, it's actually, I don't know, I see videos of guys kind of like facing the thing, and I completely understand why, because the whole point, you know, of this is to work that very specific upper chest little portion and the front deltoid. So essentially, we're going to go through things by bringing your arm from here up to here. So by having the weight pull down, that way, you're going to get more activation throughout the motion and stuff. But admittedly, I don't know how necessary that is. I mean, I found great progress just kind of doing this motion, and I find the ability to brace, like kind of with the force pulling me back and me being braced on the back, maybe leads to more exertion possibly, but then the range of motion really gets, the range in which I actually feel stuff, kind of it really gets cut off around here-ish, opposed all the way up here. But still same muscle, less range of motion. Range of motion isn't as necessary as one may think. We had a lot of things we're debating right now. And for the first one, we'll try 100, see if we can actually make some noticeable progression. And this has been a nice staple for upper chest movements. Also, random thing, I just remember this kind of wearing the Detroit thing. So Julian Desciana, I don't know his name, but he's the 260 lean guy. He's moving to Florida from Michigan. So Michigan needs a new in-house staple bodybuilder guy. Let me call this my official, putting my name in the hat for that one. Except opposed to 260 lean, we will be 160 lean. I say I'm a solid, I don't know, he's like, I can't recall if he's 6 foot something or just a really tall 5 something, but I am 5'6", so I am lower on the ground. And here's we go, how we go about executing this sucker. Whew. Obviously be careful with the weight, but then wrap your way around. Make sure to plant your feet properly, and just be wary of the bench when you go to sit down, because this will pull you back a fair bit depending on the weight, as we just witnessed. Whew. And from there, the execution, make sure your arms are a relatively straight path. We don't want to make it a normal fly. Then just bring them, oh God, up and raise. Okay, that might have been a little heavy. Swing it down a bit and see if we can get some better looking repetitions. Oh God, that's heavy. Alrighty, let's now run this back with hopefully a better execution this time around. This might be wrong assumptions of me. I have a good feeling there are two men, faculty members kind of deal, discussing my existence per se. Because I looked into a little rumor I did a post down the other day, and I'm pretty sure they're talking about how they caught the pose down from one of these other days on camera. So, might be some chatter there. How do you mind your way? Are you using this one right here? That one, I'll move this out of your way for you, man. Hey, no problem at all. But guess what, regardless of what happens, it's gonna be okay. I just hope I don't get like perma-banned. That would kind of suck. The other gym nearby, so maybe that'll be a chiller experience. Oh God. Okay. Oh jeez, I'm changing up a little. I gotta unbuckle myself. Kind of a silly thing to do during a workout, I gotta admit. But so today, opposed to a cable lat pullover, which has been not giving me like problems, but it's been a bit, I would call it a bit obnoxious, more or less, the setup, having to brace and everything. We're trying a lat pullover machine. Same mechanics as a cable pullover, but a little more stable and hopefully less tap. So the goal here is evidently to work the lats, and we're locked in. Hopefully we'll be able to get it good. One thing I kind of realized I was messing up with the machine, which other people might be, like having the need to like have to grab. It's like, I'll get it down for a second, but like there's a bar. You have the shoulder pads or the elbow pads. There's a bar on top. Some people, you feel you need to grab it. For me, that brings my arms are too wide. I'm a little narrower, than some, so I have to rest my arms more, on the inside portions of the pads, which I can't reach the bar because of that. So, what do? Well, I just suck it up, keep my arms straight, and go. And yeah, you did that one right. You could feel it, although my abs got the timing of the seatbelt though. My abs are still kind of fighting a little bit. Honestly, the next set of these I might grab some D handles and give my a little TikTok clip of the day. The Bluetooth handle jig that's been going about. It's been pretty funny to see, so I might hop on that one. So, actually, to kind of follow up on that whole, it might be perma-band convo I was having earlier, talking about, no. Actually, filming, not necessarily, encouraged, but it's very much okay in this facility. Awesome. I just can't. It was the pose down. I mentioned I saw them kind of talking about that was the problem, because there's a camera in that one room. I did not realize that, and I totally did my whole thing. So, a bit problematic, so I gotta just cut that one from this facility, which is completely fine by me. All right, let's see if 170 can happen. That's the only issue. And yeah, I talked to actually the facility director of this whole thing. Really cool guy, really jacked for a 60. So that is always a fun experience. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Oh. There we go. 10 pounds up from last time. Felt a little nicer, although the seatbelt digs into me, so I just gotta make sure it's above my hip bones and more on the stomach. Whew. And I think there's just arms left. At least if I recall right. Pretty sure so. Let's hit it. And now, second class movement. Single arm, tricep, push downs. This one mainly used to make up for the lack of sweets and goods that these, more or less the outside portion of the tricep got, because honestly a lot of time that tricep things are typically lower. It would be for the fact that there are enough pressing motions to kind of give it a good stimulus, but in this case, I really didn't have to. I did one pressing motion, and I typically am pretty good about keeping the, the tricep out of those nowadays. So, this is what we have going on now, where we gotta do the sucker. Oh, God, I'm a little heavy. Gotta find a sweet spot. Alright, let's try this. There we go. Oh, God. God. Okay. That was very mid kind of first set to that. So we're gonna move on to a straight bar, and then hopefully have that feel a little nicer. Correction, a partially straight bar, easy bar. Whew. And then just nail this sucker. Whew. Yeah, that'll feel a lot nicer overall. Yeehaw. I'm just gonna lose the pump cover for these last couple things. Oh, gosh. And no idea how really this is looking, but it feels fine. I have this kind of semantics game that I have within my own between a push down and an extension. What's the difference between the two? Just kind of the position of the elbow in relation to, you know, the act of extending. And a push down is going to be anything in front, elbows in front of the body, or like you know, just in front of the torso, just out of line with the torso. And then a extension is going to be anything really involving the elbow being kind of behind the torso in this kind of sense. Mainly for the sake, behind the torso typically works the inside portion better. In front of the torso typically works the outside portion better. So at least that's my kind of ordeal. It might be different depending on your biomechanics, but I found that to be the best mind-muscle connection thingy, which mind-muscle connection doesn't matter. It does. You know, I like to feel the things I'm trying to work. Right, so that aside, it's crazy what adding in 2 arms can do for just the weight of a movement. Oh god, those are deceiving because like the first couple are like really easy, then it gets less easy. Okay. Oh jeez. Alrighty, so opposed to the usual dumbbell, we're trying this machine kind of variation. Low problem is that the tension of the curl doesn't really happen until you're like higher up than I prefer, so we're trying to increase that little range of motion feel with the yoga mat, which admittedly I've used for a number of lifts in my day. Hamstring curls, quad extensions, honestly, anything that really kind of requires resting on something. Whew. Now the big thing, just finding out what the good number is for this one. Whew. I gotta like really rest low on this. Because I mean, I'll probably just like one set on this, probably dumbbell variation. Everybody, let's kind of crank it a little higher. Yeah, let's try maxing it out, see what happens. Oof. Oh, God. Oh, my triceps actually hurt a little bit. Oh God. Whew. All right, that was interesting. Well, funny enough, I just actually went and checked my programming. Only one set of arms for things, so I accidentally did another set of triceps than I was supposed to. Whoops, but all things considered, that was a pretty good like final bicep thingy. So what are we going to do now? Not use that one room. What we're going to do is find a unoccupied restroom situation. After eating some honey real quick and grab my computer. That way, once I'm done with the pose down thing, we are just binging, getting some work done in order to print it up and then turn it into class today. Studies of indigenous cultures in North America. Wonderful little thing. All right. See you at the thing.